Hey guys, Zero here. Got a different type of video for you guys today. Been meaning to do this for a while, and I was kind of inspired by one of my buddies, a couple of my buddies. They've got a channel called Nomad Recon. If you get the chance, I'll try to put the link in the description below. Give them a look. They got a pretty cool channel going. They're very these guys are military or ex-military, and they do a lot of training videos and shooting videos and just basic preparedness, things like that. Medical stuff, pretty cool stuff. So if you get a chance, like I said, give them a check, And like I said, they inspired me to do this video. I've been meaning to do it for a while, but I just kind of got to get off my ass and do it. But I wanted to show you guys kind of what I carry with me on a daily basis when I leave the house, especially if I'm going places I'm not really familiar with, or if I know that I'm not accustomed to an area or whatever. I generally try to keep a couple things with me just to be on the safe side, and kind of just have stuff ready in case I need to be prepared for an emergency situation, or things like that. Nothing too major, just what I carry with me, and it kind of hopefully this will help you maybe think about what you carry with you every day, and whether or not it's something you should carry, or something you don't carry that you may want to start carrying with you, again, in case of emergency or whatever situation may arise. You never really know. So it's always better to be prepared, need something and not, or have something and not need it, than need it and not have it. I'm a firm believer in being prepared for almost any type of situation. You're not going to be prepared for everything. That's impossible, but you can at least, put yourself in a better situation. First, I always carry my wallet with me. I mean, that's pretty academic. The wallet usually has, my credit card or ATM card. I don't like credit cards, so I usually don't carry them. My IDs, my license to carry, things like that, because you're going to need that. You'll see, it is what it is. But you'll definitely need that information. It's always good to have your information, your identification, in case you get pulled over, or in case you need to verify or be a witness to something. You know what I mean? You have your information there. Also, I carry my pocket knife. I never leave the house without this knife. This particular knife, my Kershaw Blur, I've had for 4 years now, and I've carried it for about 4 years, and it's never let me down. It's still got a sharp edge. It's a 30 SV blade, so it's really well made. It's important. I tell my son, when he's of age, everyone should carry, any grown-ass man, and I don't care what you believe in, what your gender is, what your specifications are. Every grown-ass man should carry a pocket knife. At least a pocket knife. If you can't carry a multi-tool with a knife, you should always have a pocket knife on hand. And it's not about, hurting anybody, or, getting into a super cool knife fight, because that's not going to happen. This is for daily needs. Cutting straps, cutting boxes. God forbid you have to cut your seatbelt. You should always have. I have one in my car as well, for my wife, for her, with a seatbelt cutter, because she came to me and said, hey, I'm not comfortable with not having one in the car. Can I get one with a seatbelt cutter? I'm like, yep, we can do that. So always, always, always carry a pocket knife. Obviously you have to go with work within the boundaries of the laws in your county or state or whatever, but I feel like you shouldn't leave the house. You should not leave the house without one of these. It's just like your wallet or your keys. You know, sometimes I leave the house and I know people are going to be home when I get home. You know, my wife's going to be home, I know it. But I always have my house keys. Because you never know. You don't know what could possibly happen, you know, in any given situation. Any day, you know, a good thing can go into a bad thing just like that. You know. So bare minimum. I mean, we're talking like, I got to run to Target or whatever, a store or whatever. Let me just grab my wallet, my knife, my keys, and my cell phone. You know, you always take your phone with you. It's just a means of communication. That's just it. Yeah, sure, you surf and you know, on Facebook, whatever, all that bullshit. The bottom line is it's a means of communication. 911's not going to reach you from Facebook. They can, but nowhere near as fast as you dialing 911. You know, so always have a way to communicate with your family, your loved ones, you know, a close friend, someone you can call an emergency outside of the police. If the police aren't needed, but you broke down, you know, you got to communicate. You can't walk to a payphone anymore. They just don't exist. You know, payphones are, yeah, pretty non-existent right now. So, wallet, keys, knife, phone, minimum. Now, if I got my jacket, I've got a couple other things. You know, in my jacket, I have pockets on the sleeves, you know, and on the arms. And people, oh, that's silly, but you don't know when you're going to need stuff. I always carry a lighter in my pocket, on my jacket. Now, it's not to start fires or cause trouble or anything like that. But, well, it is to start fires, but not for trouble's sake. It's just in case I need, for whatever reason, in case I need to burn something up, light something, or, you know, whatever. And I always have it. I always also carry my chapstick because, you know, chapstick is real good. Helps you out, man. And there's a couple things you can do with the wax in here too, but you know, that's another video for another time. Chapstick, it helps out a lot. Also, now I have a bag. I sometimes carry a backpack, and in my backpack I have certain things. You know, it depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll take my video equipment. You know, I'm going over to my buddy's house to do a video review or something, or unboxing. You know, sometimes we're just going to hang out with some friends, so I'll carry my backpack just to have a couple of little extra things with me in case I need it. So, always have in my backpack my really simple, really basic first aid kit. Now this I picked up from Target for 10 bucks. This is actually a waterproof iPhone case. 10 bucks. It's pretty solid, and it holds a pretty good amount of stuff. This is by no means, you know, a medical treatment kit or anything like that, like you would get at you know, with an ambulance or anything. But I keep some Band-Aids in here in a Ziploc. I keep ointments, burn ointments, which is really useful. You know, different wipes, things like that. Just basic stuff. You know, basic. You know, you got an owie, and you got your Band-Aids for your owies. You know, if your friend gets an owie, you got a little first aid stuff. I also keep an ace bandage in my backpack. I've sprained my ankle many times out on the airsoft field, and I can't tell you how many times people are like, man, if you had an ace bandage, you could wrap it. Voila. You know, started keeping the ace bandage with me because, you know, shit, man, it sucks to sprain your ankle when you're out and about, and you're not just gonna, you know, go home, you know, or you're not gonna go to a hospital. I mean, if it's worse, obviously, please, you know, seek medical attention. But if it's a sprain or whatever, you got something to, you know, wrap it up with. Also keep a multi-tool. This I've had for 6 years. It's my Leatherman Wingman. It's not the best greatest multi-tool, most expensive, whatever, tactical, but this fucking tool has helped me out tons of times. And I've been with people who were like, man, I need a screwdriver or whatever, or blah, blah, blah. Boom. Multi-tool. It's got 101 uses, and you get yourself a good one. Spend a little bit extra, get yourself something decent that has a good reputation to last, that will work in the cold, and not, the metal won't get brittle and snap or whatever. Just do your homework, get yourself something worthwhile, because when you have to rely on these tools and they're not reliable, you're defeating the purpose. What's the point of even carrying that shit with you? I also keep my Olight. This is the S1A baton. This is not the greatest flashlight, but it does help. It actually gets brighter, as you can see. It's been very useful. Working on something in the dark, like you got to pop the hood on a car, you got to check plugs, things like that. It's perfect, and it's light. It's aluminum. I believe there's a magnet there, so it'll stick to whatever whatever you need it to stick to. That's metal, so it helps out. It's come in handy many times for me. Now, again, like my buddy Rod carries a Surefire, huge police tactical light and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. This is just in the bag, real quick. It works. You can hold it one-handed. It's very simple to operate. Just pressure on the button, and then you just hold it. Hold up. Yeah. You hold it, and then you get your different brightnesses. It's even got a strobe. So, it's very functional. It's a very functional flashlight. I also keep a fabric Sharpie in my backpack, in case I gotta write on something, a Band-Aid or a shirt or whatever, leave a secret message in a bottle type stuff. You never know. It's got something to write with, and it'll write pretty much on almost anything. There's almost nothing that marker won't write on. So it's always helpful. And last but certainly not least, I have a concealed carry permit. So I do carry a firearm with me. Again, it is what it is. I don't judge anybody, and I don't, pretend to tell you what to do with your life or how to deal with things in your life. But, myself, matter of fact, one more thing before I show you that. I carry this big ass thing with me everywhere I go. This is my oxygen concentrator. It's usually what you hear in the videos, the hissing. That's what that is, And once they're full, they're pretty heavy. And I have to carry that with me everywhere I go. So, I no longer have the ability to go fisticuff with anybody that shows up because, they just feel like taking advantage of someone. And let's be real about it. I don't advocate violence at all in any way. If you can avoid it, avoid it. But realistically speaking, it is a dangerous world with dangerous people who have dangerous intentions, and I don't want to be caught unawares. So I carry a firearm to protect myself and my family, especially when we're out and about, So I carry my 9mm with an extra magazine just to be safe. There's no reason, you guys can see, firearm's empty. Whatever morals you have, that's your business. It's totally your right to choose whether or not to do this. I personally choose to. I choose to exercise my Second Amendment right. And that's it. I do it legally. I have a concealed carry card. I don't believe in just carrying just to carry. If it's against the law, it's against the law. It is what it is. I don't make the laws. I don't always agree with them, but we have to follow them. And this is what we have to do to follow the laws. So like I said, you know, this is just another tool in my bucket of tools that I carry with me in case of emergency or a situation arises where, you know, I need something to deal with something. So that's my everyday carry, or EDC as some people like to call it. You know, I think it's important. I think it's really important to know that these are things that, you know, you may need. You know, when you're sitting somewhere stranded or whatever, you're lost, or you know, I drive to visit my mother an hour and 15 minutes away. You know, it's a long road, you know, and there's a part of that trip that's very rural. Nothing out there, farmland, you know. And we get stranded out there, God forbid. I want to make sure we have what we need to either get home or sustain until we need to, you know, we get picked up, or whatever it is we choose to do, you know. Or if we break down, we have what we need, you know, to make it through the rest of the night. So, you know, I would highly recommend sitting back and taking an inventory of what you carry with you on a daily basis, to and from work, wherever you're going, you know, and don't let your job dictate what you do and don't do. I mean, I worked at a hospital, but, you know, I can carry and put my gun in the car, you know, things like that, you know, because you're not supposed to carry in a hospital. It's just federal law. That's against the law, you know. But, you know, don't tell yourself, well, I can't have my gun at work, so I might as well just not carry it. What's the point of having it? You know. Also, another thing with firearms, I believe that you should carry with it loaded, because if you're carrying it and it's not loaded, those milliseconds it takes you to load that, I don't care how fast you think you are, a bullet is faster. So, and when your heart's pounding and your ears are flush, and you know you're trying to straighten out your vision, you're gonna go with simple motor skills, especially if you don't train, you don't practice regularly. And I'm not judging, I'm just saying, carry one in the chamber. There's no point in not doing that. But nonetheless, like I said, the purpose of this video was to give you guys a clue as to what I carry with me on a daily basis. My EDC, my everyday carry. I'm going to put this out there for my buddies. Tim, my buddy Rob, you know, Kilo. I know you're watching, buddy. I challenge you guys to do your videos with your EDCs as well, you know, just to kind of give us an idea of what you guys are carrying out there, you know. But yeah, that's it. That's Zero's EDC, man. What do you guys carry? What do you keep on you? All right, thanks for watching, guys.